I want to talk about it because I feel that it's up to everybody what they decide to do. But I said this when Ineos chose to keep Ten Hag. Those people that didn't want Ten Hag really should have followed what all of us did when we didn't get Qatar and we got Ineos. You get on with it, you support it, you back it, and you hope that you're wrong. But some people seem unable to do that, to the point now where it's just bloody ridiculous. Like this manager that we're bringing in from Rennie Hake, who we're bringing in from, I forget the name of the club. Somebody in the chat remind me. Go Ahead Eagles, that's it. He's got something to do with Seg, which is Ten Hag's agency, Seg. And Ten Hag's son works for Seg. And, United Stand and other people are on the payroll of Seg. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Like, let's just take a step back here. Ineos are making moves. Ineos own the football side. What are you talking about some Ten Hag godfather shit that's going on? Ineos are making big moves at Manchester United. That is the positive here. Like, they are. They are in talks with Xerxes. They are in talks with Agate. They are in talks with Branthwaite. They have other players lined up. They tried for Sesko. They tried for Elise. They have other players like De Ligt, Guehi, Frimpong, ready to go if they need to. And what they're doing is they're trying not to get ripped off. They're trying not to give stupid wages. They're trying not to give people stupid transfer fees and agent fees, which is what you've all demanded in the first place. So first things first, Ineos could have sacked Ten Hag. And some might say they were very, very close to sacking Ten Hag, but they didn't. What they've done, which the majority of you wanted, is they haven't thrown another manager under the bus. They've stuck by a manager and now they're supporting that manager, much the same as they would have done if they'd given the job to somebody like Gareth Southgate or Nagelsmann or Tuchel. They're backing this manager, which is what they said they would do anyway. Sir Jim Radcliffe said himself back in February that no manager at this football club has ever had the structure around them. Now, Erik Ten Hag has had Van der Gaag, Steve McLaren, and basically that's it. Most of the coaches we've got there, especially around the fitness department and on the day-to-day running of Carrington, have been at that club for years, probably before Ollie. So we're now actually bringing people in like Ruud van Nistelrooy and Hake who are people that Ten Hag wants, people that he wants in that football club. Xerxes is a player that Ten Hag wants, and Manchester United are making a move for him. Branthwaite is a player that Ten Hag wants, and Manchester United are making a move for him because Ineos want the same thing. So I think that I don't get why everything that happened. I mean, even the Agate deal. Some people want Onana. Onana's better than Agate. And Agate, it's because he's got some links to Seg. I don't even know if he has got any links to Seg. Seg is an agency, by the way. But it's just pitiful how some people are trying to write a story that doesn't exist. I mean, look, I'll take it personally. I don't care. United Stand, let's just say me, right? Apparently, we're on the payroll of Seg. Well, please, for the love of God, somebody do a data protection on Seg. Take it to court, waste your money, get a proper journalist, get Luckhurst on the line to ring me up, Simon Stone. I'll do an interview. You will find nothing. You will not even find a bag of crisps to make me say anything. There is nothing there. And that is what we have in our fan base at the moment, is this minority of burnt people who are really, really burnt by the decision that Ineos have decided to do something that they didn't want to do. And all I would say to them is, wake up and support the club you're meant to support. Because I didn't want Ineos to get in bed with the Glazers. I didn't want 25% of the Ineos and 50% of the Glazers. And yet here I am, a few months later, backing and supporting it because I hope it works. Because I want to support my club, Manchester United. I didn't want Ineos to work with the Glazers. I wanted a full sale and the Glazers gone. But when I lost, when I didn't get what I wanted, I said there is no point in carrying on moaning about something that we can't do anything about. And yet, this summer, we're seeing people who wanted Ten Hag sacked, who were up Ineos's arse when they thought Ineos were going to sack Ten Hag. And that's the funny thing. When they thought that Ten Hag was going to get sacked, they were like, oh, Ineos are amazing. Ineos are absolutely amazing. And what happens? Ineos keep Ten Hag and they're like, oh, it's Seg this, it's Seg that. Well, let me just read you this tweet here because this is fantastic from the Swedish Rumble. He said, I don't appreciate the confident references to Seg now all over the timeline in relation to Hake. It was extremely obvious that it started with a hit piece delivered by a rival agency after Seg nicked one of their clients. The same agency and connected PR representative have caused a lot of unrest for the club, in all instances directly through its mouthpiece, Samuel Luckhurst. This is from @SwedishRumble. So the origins of the Seg story basically go back to Samuel Luckhurst in the Manchester Evening News, apparently. We have one player represented by Seg, and Ten Hag's son works for them. Chelsea have 2 players represented by Seg. Blackburn have 3, Villa have 3, Everton have 2, and Liverpool have 3. So we only have 1 player that's actually represented by Seg, compared to Liverpool, who've got 3, Villa, who've got 3. And so forth. Seg is a big agency representing over 450 players. A Dutch assistant manager that we might sign is represented by Seg, the Netherlands' biggest agency. Big deal. Pep Guardiola is also represented by Seg, and Seg represents 2 City players. None of the transfer targets we've been linked to this summer are represented by Seg. None. And we have been linked to 1 out of 50 players. If people don't like Ten Hag, that's fine, but this is just attempts to undermine him and the club using the circumstances that his son works in football. The one player we signed represented by Seg was Højlund, and he wasn't even a Seg client when we got interested in him. Højlund changed to them right before the negotiation started. And Højlund gets less than £100,000 a week as well. So people spreading bullshit conspiracy theories created by the likes of Luckhurst need to do their research. And that's not me. I very rarely do that. That's from Swedish Rumble on Twitter. I didn't even know all of that stuff, by the way. So all this stuff you see about Ten Hag and people trying to make out he's trying to buy players that are from his agency and stuff like that, just come out and say that you're Ten Hag out. Like, just live under that rock if that's what you want to do. Because I really believe that Ineos are building something at Manchester United at the moment. I didn't agree with how long it took to make the decision. And, I'll put my hands up and I'll say, if they'd sacked Ten Hag, I would have been on the road to being Ineos out. But I said, if they gave him the job, they've done something the Glazers have never done, and I would support that and back that, which is what I am doing. I don't see anything wrong with what we're doing this summer. And look, you know what? When I look at this move to bring in the Go Ahead Eagles coach, Rene Hake, I read this from a Dutch expert, and look, I don't know a lot about him. I don't watch Go Ahead Eagles, but basically, this is what ESPN's Dutch correspondent Milan van Dongen said. I think Erik ten Hag has gained some power in Ineos keeping him, and I think this is a power move in the sense that player power is going to die at Manchester United. He goes on to say that you can compare the way that Hake played to the way Ajax played under Ten Hag. A lot of pressing, a lot of attacking football, keen to have possession, playing a dominant way. Maybe also the football Ten Hag wants to play at United and hasn't been able to achieve until now. In some matches he's done it, but not in all matches. You could compare him to Ten Hag in that way. It's logical. They're friends. They talk a lot about football, about vision, and it's not a surprise that he would go for somebody like this. Absolutely agree. I mean, I was out yesterday, so I couldn't really do a video about it. So my response to the appointment of Rene Hake is completely that. I mean, I was trying to say it to Mrs. Goldbridge yesterday, but she didn't want to talk to me about player power ending. And, you should have seen her face in the afternoon because it was just us 2 in the afternoon. And I was going, at the end of the day, love, you know what this is? It's the end of player power. It's the end of player power. It's a power play. And she's like wanting to talk about where we're going on holiday and stuff. But it's true. I saw it yesterday and I thought that's the end of player power, because what you're doing is, when Ralf Rangnick came to the club, he had no... This is a really interesting bit if you're interested in Manchester United politics. For the last few years, ever since Jose Mourinho got sacked because of player power, where they went behind his back to Woodward and Woodward listened to them and they threw Mourinho under the bus, we threw one of the biggest personalities in football history under the bus. It was like a Julius Caesar moment where the emperor was attacked by everybody from all around and literally got stabbed in the back. Julius Caesar, not Mourinho. Mourinho got stabbed in the back in a footballing sense and lost his job. So, Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.